been driving me crazy for over 15 years now in the HR world. Look, recruiting is broken. And the reason why is simple. We're doing the same thing that we've always done and the same thing that our competitors have always done. What's that thing? Well, we post and we pray, and then we pay more money if it doesn't work. We post job descriptions on job boards. We pray that a great candidate will apply, and then we pay increasingly more money to boost these posts when they don't work. The crazy part is, well, we don't actually believe that what we post matters that much. We're just posting the same things as everybody else and the same thing that we've always posted. Think about this for a second. Would Starbucks ever say, hey, the ads that we put out there, they don't really matter. Let's just post the ingredients of our coffee on social media, and people get so excited that they'll pay 5 times more than it would cost them to make the same thing at home? Or would McDonald's just post a list of their hamburger ingredients and expect people to come running? Of course not. Yet this is exactly what we do in recruiting. Let me ask you a real simple question. When a candidate looks at your job posted, are they seeing something different than every other employer out there? Are they seeing the same boring job description with the same boring requirements that everybody else is posting? I'm going to bet the answer is the latter, not the former. See, about 15 years ago, I had this profound aha moment. I'd left accounting, gotten into web marketing, and I'd spent a ton of time learning search engine marketing and content marketing strategies. And I was great at targeting leads and getting them excited enough to fill out my client lead forms. And then I was asked to build an applicant tracking system, and I entered the HR space. And well, suddenly I needed to both attract HR people to buy my software, but also understand recruiting. And it seemed like a completely different world from web marketing. The ads had very little to do with the reader and everything to do with the company writing them. It felt totally backwards. And this was the approach that everybody used, and nobody loved the results they were getting. That's when it hit me. The problem was that recruiting is just marketing, but HR wasn't approaching it that way. You see, job seekers, they're just your target reader. And job ads, well, they're your marketing message, and just like a blog post or a website. And Indeed and the other job boards, well, they're just like search engines, exactly like Google. And your employer brand, well, it's your company's reputation or credibility out there in the target marketplace. Now, stop for a second and think about this. If there was an amazing candidate out there, somebody you'd actually love to hire, well, you need to ask yourself a few questions about them to figure out why they're not applying. First, are they currently unemployed? And if not, are they really that desperate for a job? I'm going to guess that your answer is that our best candidates currently have jobs and are not that desperate. Well, that doesn't mean that we can't get them to apply, but only if the following two questions are true. Number one, is working for you actually better than where they're at right now? And number two, would they know it based off reading your job ad? Now, just sit with those questions for a minute and really be honest with yourself. You'll probably say, hey, our best candidates aren't unemployed or desperate. They have a job. So they will need to be inspired to apply to work for us. But our job ad, well, it's not inspiring. Yeah, honestly, it's boring. If you're saying our applicant quality is really low, and I point out, well, your job ad quality is really low too, perhaps there's a direct correlation. You see, the problem is that most job ads aren't focused on attracting quality job seekers at all or expressing why you're a great place to work. Instead, they're focused on compliance and the manager's wish list and what our competitors have been doing. And this is the biggest problem in recruiting. But you're going to tell me, well, that's what everybody's doing. Just because something is a common practice doesn't make it a best practice. Common practice was once riding a horse or taking the train, not riding a bike or driving a car. Almost nothing worth doing in the future is common practice right now in the present. So, what can you do about this? Well, it's really simple. Start treating your recruiting like it's marketing. Number one, identify your specific target audience, not just somebody with a pulse. Number two, craft a compelling message that speaks directly to their motivations. Number three, build your employer brand around answering this one simple question. Why should I want to work for you instead of where I'm at today? When I applied this marketing mindset to my recruiting at ApplicantPro, the results were transformative. We grew our company to 280 employees, 80% female, mostly working moms, 4.7 stars on Indeed with a 100% CEO approval rating. And we did it without posting and praying. We were turning away 400 applicants per hire just because we dialed in our job ads. So the choice is yours. Keep doing what everyone else is doing and getting the same mediocre results, or transform your recruiting by thinking like a marketer. Because in today's competitive market, the companies that win aren't the ones with the biggest job board budgets. They're the ones that effectively market their opportunities to the right candidates in the right way. So, what are you going to do with this knowledge? The status quo is comfortable, but it's also increasingly ineffective. And the companies that adapt their recruiting approach, they will now have a significant advantage in attracting talent, and that will drive their business success. So, the choice is yours.